So, welcome back to UOMS. It's been a while, hasn't it? We're still in 0.0.23a01, and I have quite a few ideas. As you can see here, we're on the sort of upper level of the city, and I have some things I want to build. Specifically, I'm going to go ahead and make a big government building, because one thing having access to all these colors has made me think of is designing an official flag for the sort of UOMS city. What did we call it? Marvella City. So here I am building the path that's ultimately going to lead up to sort of the main sort of courtyard. Not the courtyard, but like the main plaza. Sorry, I haven't played in a while. It's gonna take some getting used to the controls of Minecraft Classic. Now we can't bring water up here, so I'm gonna have to do the next best thing, because thankfully we have blue wool, which we can use to look like water. And like, late Classic is like the only time we'll have access to a really blue block for quite a long time. So, like, during InDev and most of InfDev, we won't be able to build with anything blue. And then, of course, we get water buckets introduced, and then in Beta 1.2 we of course have blue wool. But, which is like an interesting limitation of like Alpha Minecraft that I don't think a lot of people bring up. There's nothing blue and really nothing purple. The colors you have are red with like bricks and maybe dirt, orange with wood, and yellow with like sand and other things that are yellow. I don't know. And of course white, gray, and black, and brown. But you don't get any of the cool colors except for green, which even in alpha is very kind of sketchy to work with, since you only have basically grass and leaves, and you can't get leaves, and you'd have to like spread grass around. But it does sort of match the kind of colors you'd find in the natural world quite a bit more. Probably because a lot of the early blocks that were added were indeed natural, like sand, grass. Because really the main blueness of the world came from water and the sky. So let's cherish our blue blocks in Classic while we have them. In fact, I sort of want to make like a little shrine to the blue and purple blocks, as well as various other colors that we sort of lose access to in later versions. Yeah, so this is what it's going to look like. And we're going to build a little area. I don't know, leave your offerings to the gods of cool colors. I don't know. But anyway, let's build our fountain, and ultimately this will be like a central fountain area with all that coolness to it. So we don't have much vertical height to work with here. So what I want to do is basically have like a maybe like main sort of entrance room here, because this is like meant to be a government building. So 9 blocks in either direction, we're going to have sort of like, I don't know what these would be, like meeting rooms. This is sort of going to be a combo sort of government building and like the king or mayor or whoever's house. And I want to take advantage of the, I don't know what M means. I pressed M instead of B. I want to take advantage of the newly added gold blocks to sort of glam this place up and have it look all fancy and royal, I guess. And I already have ideas for what the flag is going to be. Because if you look downstairs over at the sort of church that I built down there, I don't know if you can see it, but I did make a church, and they're sort of worshipping this nature deity who's symbolized by the red and yellow flowers, and which makes me think that red and yellow should be sort of the national colors, sort of official colors of this kingdom, I guess. We're gonna do some very expensive building choices, and I'm gonna shut up until I've made some more significant progress on the build. So I've decided that on the first floor there's going to be like these offices on the sides, and then the main room is sort of going to be where the big meeting hall where people in the government meet to discuss stuff, make laws, I don't know. And then upstairs is going to be sort of the main guy's office, I guess, and whatever other fancy rooms he needs, because I imagine this also serves as like the king, mayor, whoever's house. The main office is going to be like directly above the reception room, so that he has a nice view of the kingdom he's ruling over. And so I'm going to continue making these walls on the first floor. And also, I want to talk about the importance of having tall ceilings in Classic, because when you make because I don't have slabs, when I make furniture, it's going to be like 3 blocks tall, so I need to have a 4-block ceiling in order to make everything work. When I fall into the back rooms. I should do a back rooms build down here at some point. So, here we are on the first floor. So, I'm going to start adding in like some of the furniture. Like, here's meant to be like the sort of front office thing. And now I'm going to add in all of the little desks for the meeting rooms. Then here's sort of the main meeting room, where the city council meets to discuss important issues like whatever was added in the latest version, I guess. Though, really, they probably just sit around all day and play board games, to be honest. Table completed. Now it's time to have the stairs that lead up to the second floor, which I've super helpfully placed spots for right here. Though we want to start them a little later, so let's put them here instead. So the center is going to be sort of the master's main office. It's going to have like these two different tables here. One of them is for like personal work and whatnot. Maybe put like a very high quality TV on there or something. And then, let's put some vague oak logs instead. And then the other side is going to be a similar sort of stairwell that leads up here, and I fell. It's okay, I can get back up. I promise I'll take that down. I don't think this is the kind of place to have a big throne in the back here, so what I'm instead going to do is have like a big dining hall. This is some big landing room. Just generic room in an office building. And then the bedroom is here. And the kitchen is on the other side. So, see you when the second floor is finished. Okay, here we are, done with the entire exterior. Time to add windows. So we have windows, now it's time to figure out furniture. I said this was like a big dining room. And this is a bedroom. With, I don't know what this is, trees, and this is a kitchen. You know, as I said, I don't know what these rooms are. I'm just putting a bunch of plants in them and hoping that that gets across some idea of what kind of room would exist here. Anyway, that's the government building done, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, maybe not. I think I need to put some more windows in. Windows are done in this room. Are they in these rooms? Yes. So don't need to put more windows in. The windows are done. The windows are done. And that should mean the building is done. If we head downstairs and head out. Here is the building! I've bumped into another building. And now we get to design the flag of this great nation. So I decided to go for simply a red and yellow bicolor, representing the flower types I talked about previously. You can also see the red and yellow color scheme on the government building itself. And here we go! Nice little government building. I just got a ping on Discord. And you know what? I'm going to build a playground over here as well. Okay, so playgrounds are sort of a meme in my Minecraft builds, because one time I built one in my Backrooms world and was showing it to my friend, and the conclusion was not that it was, you know, a playground for kids to play on, but that it was meant to be like childhood memory stuff for the Backrooms? I don't know. Because, like, why else would you build a playground in your city that you're raising children in than to bring back liminal memory? What? Yeah, this will also be helped by a lot of the new colors that I'm using. Yeah, so here is the playground. We've got the sort of stairway, and then there'd be a ladder here, but of course there's no ladders in the game yet. And a little roofed area, and then you slide down the slide. Whee! And I think I did a good job at notating which way is meant to be the stairway and which way is meant to be the slide, since there are no slabs. So this is a very poorly made swing. I made it in like 10 seconds. But yeah, I'm gonna start by adding some more trees here. And I'm going to stop building with saplings to decorate and add plant life to things, because in, I think, the next version I'll be upgrading to, which is 0.30, saplings actually grow into trees, so you can't use them as just generic plants anymore. Luckily, we do have leaf blocks and flowers to provide that kind of decoration. Now I'm gonna go see if I updated the block museum, since I don't know if I actually did that previously. That is, if I could remember which building the block museum actually was in. You know, I think it's this one. No, it's the other one. Oh, and yeah, I did put all the blocks in there. I can see them through the window. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird arrangement downstairs, but also, yeah, I think I added these ores and bedrock and all that in with MC Edit when I was clearing out this to use as a multiplayer world. Because I remember the presence of human mobs in the game completely breaks multiplayer. Anyway, that is about all I wanted to do this episode. I'm still getting back into the swing of things, and hopefully there will be new episodes coming out rather often. So, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye!